Hello, guys! Do you guys notice that we are just a few days away from summer break?
Oh, yeah, of course. I'm so ready to get some this summer.
Get some of what? You said it like you want to spend some time with your girlfriend. You're forever alone, boy.
Raken could Quavren, no?
Come on, guys. Not funny.
It's funny to me.
Yeah, of course, it's funny to you. You're married. We're not. We're single and broke.
You're broke, I'm not.
But you still owe me lunch from the other day, Marcel.
Shut, I thought you were paying.
Okay. Come on, guys, knock it off. We're here not to talk about who's got more money or what to do this summer.
Right? Now we're going to talk about it, aren't we?
What?
Jesus Christ, Marcel. I swear to God, you are the most dumb I ever know. We talked about this, didn't we?
You guys are so funny. Marcel, we're talking about Mr. Marcus' assignment.
Oh, that's a segment. Shit, no, I remember.
Yeah, about that. I got a little confused about that mindset thing. You know, I'm not even sure if now I'm in the right mindset.
You're never in the right mindset, Raken.
Come on, guys. Let's be serious a bit. Let's ask Mom Holly about this. She must have an answer to this.
Yeah, I was a bit confused too when I first read the idea, but then when I took the survey, I got to understand it. I personally have fixed mindset with some growth mindset ideas. When I was in elementary school, my dad used to punish me whenever I got bad grade. And at some point, I think it influenced me on how I encountered failures. I always thought failures as the end of everything, and I would stop trying when I faced an obstacle. Then I started to working after high school, in which I failed multiple times. Thankfully to me, my supervisor back then taught me that it is okay to fail. He once said to me that the real failure is not wanting to try.
Whoa, that's very quick, Mom Holly. I don't know what to say about myself though. I think I have growth mindset with some fixed mindset ideas, but talking about failure, I remember when I failed to join volleyball club when I was in high school. I felt demotivated and I thought they prioritized those who were taller than 118 centimeter. However, I once saw someone in the club who was shorter than me. He played so well and I was amazed when I saw him jump. It was almost like he was flying like a bird. Anyway, he later told me that he had to practice a lot for that. He told me his struggle and how to overcome his problems. He realized he was lacking, but it didn't stop him. At the time, I realized that I also have the chance to prove myself.
Man, you really have a wonderful story, Felix. Speaking of mindset, I have the same result as Felix. Failing is not a new thing for me. When I graduated from high school, my friends got to enroll to top universities, but I could not, and I was always looked down because of it. But my parents, who had always been my biggest support, remind me that I needed to focus on what I had and be grateful for it. They told me to think about it as a new start and do my best. Their inputs and feedback helped me to develop myself into who I am right now.
Oh my god, You guys all have great stories. I, however, I'm slightly different. I have a fixed mindset. Only after the lesson did I realize that our mindset is changeable. I also understand that I need to develop growth mindset. It actually happened to me once when I got a task to sing in a church and I made a mistake because I rarely practiced at the time. Since then, I learned to accept feedbacks and inputs from my coach, to practice a lot and develop my talent, even if it will cost me time and energy.
Wow, it's great, guys. I like that we are also opening up like this.
Well, I guess the tasks bring us closer to one another.
Certainly. But do you guys remember about that one time Mr. Marcus told us a bunch of inspiring people? What was their name again?
Oh yeah, I remember him telling us stories about Vanlit, Romomangun, Haruisa, and Disel. Man, I wonder what you guys think of these people.
Right, okay then, let me start. Personally, I have learned so many things from so many people that have come across in my life. My dad, especially, he has shaped me to be who I am today. Growing up, he always taught me to be humble and caring for those in need. Even when he got nothing, he would always try to help someone who needed his help. In the future, I wish I can help a lot of people, specifically in education. There's a lot of children from lower middle class economy who is struggling to get a proper education. Therefore, I would like to give back to society. I also got inspired by Mr. Haruhisa's dedication to serve all students of any walks of life, not because he had to, but because he could. He teaches his students with compassion, and that is one trait that an educator should possess. Knowledge is attainable, but compassion is formed. It is nurtured. An educator with compassion, in my opinion, is worth 100 times more than a genius who can pass down knowledge.
Similar to Mamali, I'm gonna tell you a bit about what I think of Haruisa-san. I used to have a teacher who was the same traits with Mr. Haruisa. He is Mr. Miyantora, my most favorite teacher, my favorite teacher from junior high school. Every time before taught us English, he would share with us and nurture a genuine relationship with his student. He created an enjoyable class and borderless bond toward with his student that I believe in the reason why I can easily understand the material. Mr. Harusa and Mr. Miyantara has inspired me to obtain some kind ways of teaching. Once I become an educator, I would love to teach my students by creating a mindful learning process. Therefore, I not only contribute to the society by becoming an educator, but also nourish my students to have the same ideas and inspiration.
Same here, I guess. I root for Harisa. I believe, as an educator, it is important to keep a high expectation towards every learner. Mr. Haruisa's respect to all his students has inspired me. He believes that people have potentials, regardless of how small and how big the potentials are. The story of Mr. Haruisa reminds me of my two teachers, Miss Berlin and Mr. Guntur. They both are teachers I look up to because they will always respect students and believe that all students have talent. These educators are an example that we all should look into. These days, with so many negativities in the world, it is so easy for us to just sit down and say no to opportunities or challenges that will ultimately create a colonialized mentality that is both destructive and negative. We must have expectations in ourselves. We have potentials.
Wow, just wow, guys. I really don't know what to talk about here. I can agree more that Harissa has indeed influenced us as a future teacher. I do have similar experience, but I don't think telling the story will add more insight to this discussion. It's the same old story, an inspiring teacher, and so on and so forth. So, yeah, I guess we all share the same experience. Anyway, I'm going to dig a little deeper and ask you guys about critical thinking. This has bothered me for quite a bit now. Not because I'm not critical or anything, I just realized that this topic once was brought up in class. And looking back, I don't think I had enough exposure to it when in high school. Do you guys feel the same too?
No, really. I went to a vocational school, and what do you expect from a vocational school? Well, they're good at some technicalities. I gotta give you that. Some of my friends even made a car, a car, guys. But no, I wasn't part of those. I was in ICT department, and no, I wasn't learning much about critical thinking. Even when I was learning how to code the software. After high school, however, I learned much from work, from people around me, and I guess school isn't just a building or a status.
Yeah, I had similar experience too. I didn't get enough critical thinking lesson, but the case of me, instead of going to vocational school, I went into public school. Look, it's not bad for anything. Public school it's cool, but I spent some years in private school, and if I can be honest, they were teaching more critical thinking in the private school than the public school. I'm sorry, but it's true.
So that means you got more critical thinking lesson when you were in junior high. Well, same here. When I was in junior high, I got this 21st century lesson or something, in which I got to learn about social issue. Man, if I didn't get that, I'd probably be a super antisocial person right now. Too bad I didn't get too much of that growing up. I could have been running for a campus presidentship right now.
You wish, Raken, but you're correct, Chuck. I guess we'll all share the same issue here that we didn't have enough exposure to critical thinking. Just as I told you guys before, when I was in school, I remember my teacher used to task me to spend 15 minutes reading every day. It didn't help much, but it didn't introduce me to a few things. I guess everything begins from that. I think being critical is highly affected by the amount of book we read, isn't it?
Right. Wow, guys, this has been super. I love this sharing so much. Oh my god, we do need to catch up more and do this stuff.
Really? I thought we were going to a summer break.
With whom, Raken? Think again.
Okay, guys, let's just wrap things up here. So nice to see you. Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye,
Bye.
guys.
Bye.
See you later.